What's happening, everyone? It's Steve. This is my good mate Kate, who is a nutritionist. Our strong points are nutrition for Kate and strength training as well, and mine would be PTing, getting people strong. Our weak point is talking to camera. So
bear with us.
We've done this loads of times and we've still not really got that good at it. So yeah, basically just bear with us. Anyway.
But yeah, for obviously Strong Girl Club, brilliant. Everyone wants to get strong, but no one really wants to eat more. So the training part is one side of getting stronger, but if you're not understanding or knowing how to eat and what to eat around the training, you don't get the benefits you deserve. So yeah, I'm Kate, as Steve said, I'm a sports nutritionist, so I help people kind of get more benefit from their training by understanding how to eat around it. My research was in building strength or muscle strength and mass in women aged 35 to 55, so quite handy for this group.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like I said, it makes me like a trusted source of information, because it's so important that you know where you get your nutrition sort of facts from. There's so much crap advice around. Everyone's convincing us what not to eat rather than actually what we need to eat. And if we want to get strong, but yet we don't want to eat more, there's a problem.
You need to also be training, but you need to be fueling those workouts. And that is basically what we're going to try to go over in these short clips to give you some knowledge on that and to try to, just get new habits into your lifestyle.
And that's the thing, keep it simple. Like, bad advice convinces us that it has to be complicated.
And it's really not.
It's not, it's just building some small consistent habits that we then actually do that makes quite a big difference. But yet it's often overwhelming, so we don't make those changes, or we think, oh no, I can't eat that, or we've been so used to being trying to celebrate being in a deficit or trying to lose weight. But losing weight and gaining muscle are tricky to do at the same time. So we want to understand how you have to fuel your training. So the training's one part of the coin, but training breaks down the muscle, and then how you eat and rest around it then builds it back up.
All right, so let's get into it.
Okay.
So where should we start?
So
do you want to get your thing up? So this is cut. We can just cut it. So
but I think something that's good to say is about because kind of say it.
Of course, go on.
So the better you understand how to eat and when and why, the better able you're actually to do that and make those good choices. And I think the thing is, I'm very mindful that nutrition's a science, but eating's a behaviour. So although, we don't just eat for strength and performance, we eat because we're tired, hungry, pissed off, celebrating, whatever. So
because it's enjoyable. It's a comfort.
Or we don't eat for those reasons. So the better we understand it, hopefully then your intelligent brain can take over, so that emotional, irrational brain can sort of shut up and leave you alone to get strong over here. And it is just a few simple facts that then you can go, oh yeah, that makes sense. I know how to do that, and shut out the rest of the noise. And that's what's key, I think.
Cool.
So if we can help you do that,
That's right.
So the key things are sort of, for nutrition, like not just saying what to eat, it's like understanding how much, when, and why, and what. So if we go through sort of total, type, timing, looking at supplements as well, a lot of questions that we get, and also how our needs change as we get kind of get older.
Yeah, so we'll dive into that. All right, where should we start?
So total.
Yeah, cool. So what's throughout the day?
Yeah. So if you want to get stronger, the biggest thing is to make sure that you're not in a big energy deficit. And a lot of people are so used to trying to be in a deficit.
Yeah, it's really frustrating as a PT.
So
having people come in and saying that.
Yeah. But it's also difficult to suddenly switch that mindset of suddenly being comfortable with eating more.
Yeah, because a lot of people who are trained, you say be in a try to eat more, but they want to be in a deficit because they can't get their head around that they want to lose weight, so obviously they've got to eat less. But then they need to be fueling their body to obviously build the muscle.
And I work with so many athletes in weight making sports, and every single one of them, to lose weight they have to eat more. And it sounds like counterintuitive, because you think, how can I lose weight if I'm actually putting more calories in my body? But it's not about eating less, it's about eating better. So you want to go, okay, I want to fuel the training, put the energy in. So the more energy you put in, the more energy you burn off. So you just feel good in the process. You eat more and you burn more.
You have more energy
store
from
more.
your workout, so you have a better energy output.
But also,
to put more in,
for sure,
get more out of it.
But muscle is metabolically active. So in order to build muscle, you need the building blocks to build it from. If you're not giving your body enough overall energy, it's going to be like, right, so that I can't afford to keep muscle. So if you think of your body like a sort of nutritional bank account, and you just don't want to go overdrawn. So if you're going overdrawn, it's going to be really hard to get the benefits from the strength training. So you want to make sure you're eating enough overall, which, how do we know we're eating enough? Because we don't have like a fuel gauge on our bodies. So you want to be aware of, like, are you always tired, grumpy, does your mood go up and down, is training difficult, or are you struggling to see improvements in your training? Are you aching loads after? Is sleep difficult? If you was to go onto Google and type in to be in a calorie deficit, you'd probably get 1,500 calories from that. And it's a crap number. It's this arbitrary number that everyone's trying to like fit themselves into. And that's why things like that aren't helpful. Things like MyFitnessPal are not helpful, because it doesn't know, because your needs also change on a daily basis. And some days you think, oh God, I'm such a pig. But actually those days you probably do need to eat more. I've done the apps, and it was just, I found it okay for a little bit, but it's just not, it's not sustainable. No, it's not. It's very frustrating. And also, to try to log everything throughout the day. It's hard. Having just a general, this is what I need to eat. So get into the habit of that. I found a lot easier. Definitely, and it's better to understand how you feel and go, oh yeah, I'm hungry, that I need to eat this, or I'm doing this training, I need to eat that. Because the app doesn't know what you're doing on a daily basis. It kind of assumes every day is the same, doesn't it? Yeah, of course. And some people go, oh, I can't eat anymore because I've met my number already on my app, but the app doesn't know you just trained for 2 hours. So it doesn't work. So if you've got some more knowledge, so if you look out for just how you feel in general, to make sure that, and eating regularly, and making sure that you're not turning up to training without eating. That's one of the biggest sort of non-negotiables. Training always needs fueling. Even if it's frustrating to get across to people. Even if your goal, so everyone wants to get stronger, and a lot of people want it's body composition changes, so you want to lose fat as well. But in order to do that, you need to be able to burn sufficient calories to allow that to happen. So if you're not putting the energy in, food is just energy basically. So the more energy you've got, the better. So put energy in the tank before you come to the gym. You train much harder, feel good in the process, because it's like you can perform better, and then your body can adapt better to that training. So you burn more calories, and you've got a more kind of stimulus to build muscle. So how would someone go about knowing what they need throughout the day? So everybody on this group is different. So we can put a calculation in the chat or on the group of how to work out your energy requirement, and then you would multiply that. You'd get a base sort of your resting metabolic rate, which is what your body would need if it was just to stay in bed all day, and that's based on your age, height, weight, and then you'd multiply it by an activity level. So it will change every day, and that's why it's important. So it will change on your working out days. The more you train, the more you need to eat. It's that simple. So you need to think, right, what's ahead of me today? Am I training? Yes, okay, I need to eat before my training, I need to eat straight after my training. They're the key things. And then, so that's sort of your workout, your overall or total energy intake, but then obviously protein's really important for building muscle. So if you think your muscles are in a constant state of breakdown, rebuild, so you want to make sure that you need it for protein synthesis to actually build the muscle. So you want to make sure that the breakdown doesn't exceed the rebuild. So in a scenario where someone's rushing into training, and then they're like, oh, right, I've got to pick the kids up, I've got to get to work, whatever, you train, and then you run off, and then the food goes out the window. Like that's always the first thing that goes. But to sort of optimize your results, and I guess this is the whole point of this, is like how can we get most bang for your buck? Like if you're investing your like time and energy and funds in Strong Girl Club, how can you make sure your results are the best that you can get? So it's if you training, nutrition, rest all go hand in hand. So often everyone's just doing the training part, obviously because it's fun, because it's with you, and it's great. But it's like, okay, it's more fun when you see the results. Of course. So I want people to get the results. And we've got like obviously the sort of ideal world, and then we've got the real world. So it's like, how can we make the easy option the practical good option as well? So what do we need to bring to training? So even if you are rushing straight off to work, what can you have with you? So pre-planning basically. Or just grabbing or even if it's just a latte, like coffee is great because the milk's a great source of protein and calcium. Or just a bar, or like a Greek yogurt. There's lots of options, and I've got visuals for them that we can kind of, people can look at, and that makes it easier to. So if you want to get strong, bottom line, like the training they do with you. So we'll be coming in, we'll be doing the class on the Sunday.
So,
Okay.
So Sunday morning we've got 9 o'clock. We're starting our session.
Okay.
So then, when should they be eating?
Ideally, you want to have a meal like 2 to 3 hours before, but also you don't want to be getting up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
No, 7 o'clock would be
so
alright.
7.
It's not going to be high intensity HIIT training.
Yeah. So even if it's just at 8, something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So just a banana and a teaspoon of honey. That's just some fuel to
Yeah.
give you
What
energy
would
for
be
the class.
ideal?
Ideal would be say like Greek yogurt, granola, some fruit,
Yep.
or like peanut butter on toast, banana.
Yep. So you're getting your protein, carbohydrates, and fats basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hydration also, you need to drink water.
Yeah.
But you need something. It's almost like they're not allowed in if they haven't eaten before.
And what would be post training? When should they eat? What should they eat?
So post training, as soon as possible to finishing the trainings is ideal.
So we'll be finishing 9 till 10.
Okay,
so 10 o'clock.
so at 10, because if you think, so on here,
Yeah.
so the training...
So we've got resistance exercise, that's what we're going to be doing 9 till 10.
Yeah, so that resistance exercise breaks down the muscle.
Yeah.
That's what it does. So if that's where we stop, that's where we stop. So the muscle keeps breaking down. So then if you go for like 3 hours before you eat something, that muscle breakdown continues.
Yeah.
So you want to eat as close to training as possible to kind of almost finish up. The training doesn't session when you say like, see you later mate, it finishes when you eat around it. So a glass of chocolate milk, bring that with you, hydration and protein.
Protein shakes?
Protein shakes are good also. Yeah, for sure. We can put links to which ones are good.
Yeah.
The portable ones are great because again, they just replace or kickstart that recovery process. So then the breakdown doesn't exceed the rebuild. So then you go, okay, I can build stronger from that session.
Cool.
So that's kind of key number one. Never turn up without eating something, and always eat something as close to finishing as possible, ideally within 30 minutes.
Cool. Right.
Have it also, always have a drink of water with you.
Yeah.
Like if you're dehydrated, your body produces a hormone that is catabolic, which means it breaks down your muscle. So working hard to build muscle, and something as simple as not drinking enough water is gonna sabotage that a bit. So to kind of get the best out of this whole program, we want to think like of the performance triangle. So the training bit that you provide. So training, nutrition, and rest. Those three all go hand in hand, and they all need to be considered in order to get the most out of what you're doing. So the training provides the stimulus, and then the nutrition and the rest allow that kind of growth and strength to repair and happen. That's what we need to be focusing on, rather than fitting the training in amongst the busy schedule and then kind of winging the rest.
Yeah.
We need to plan the other bits.
Get the most out of the workout.
Recovery nutrition. So 4 steps of recovery. So restore, we need to replace some of that carbohydrate that we've just spent. And again, everyone, we're talking about a strong girl club, everyone thinks about protein to build muscle, but actually you need carbs, protein, fat and colour. They're all teammates, you need them all. You need the carbs primarily to help repay some of that energy. So like a banana or some porridge oats in your protein shake, piece of fruit, let's keep it simple, something that you can easily bung in your bag. Protein to repair. So again, when you've trained, you've caused those tears in that muscle. So you want to then provide the building blocks to repair the tears and build back sort of fitter, faster, stronger. Then you need to rehydrate. Because again, if you're dehydrated, it's really difficult to build muscle because your body produces a hormone that breaks it down. And you need to sort of revitalise with colourful, like your antioxidants, so fruits, veg, the colourful stuff you're putting in there.
Cool.
And rest.
Yeah.
Is the fifth R that I didn't mention at the beginning. Timing is really important.
Cool.
So we go sort of total type and timing. Like timing of your food intake is as important almost as how much you eat.
Yeah.
When you eat it is really key. So you want to eat before the workout to fuel what's ahead.
Yeah.
Then you want to eat straight after to repair and replace, and kind of almost think about it like the training session is only complete when you've eaten after it.
Yeah.
And looking at research, we want to eat protein ideally every 3 hours, because if you think your muscles are breaking down, rebuilding constantly, you don't want the gaps to be too big, otherwise it's hard to rebuild sufficiently.
So trying to get protein with basically each meal.
Yeah, absolutely, and snack. And also, as we get older, unfortunately for women, we sort of, well, not just for women, but beyond the age of 35, we get this sort of anabolic resistance to protein, which means you have to eat more protein and work harder for the same result. So it's even more important to keep on top of that.
How much protein would women need per kilo of weight?
So to build strength, you want about 2 grams per kilo per body weight per day. Which again, we've got a graphic, so because that means nothing in a number.
So if someone weighed 50 kilos, basically they need 100 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, but most people have very little protein at breakfast, a little bit of lunch and tons at dinner, and that's not the way to do it. So you want it breakfast, snack, lunch, snack,
Yeah.
dinner, snack.
Yeah.
And that's
it
the
seems
way.
like a lot, but it's
It's
well
very doable. And it's when you look at, actually, you kind of get the hang of, okay, there's 25 grams in a chicken breast
Yeah.
or 7 grams in an egg. It's easy to add up.
Yeah.
But timing is really key. And particularly also, you know, as I was just saying, as you get older, it's more important to kind of be mindful of that, because otherwise it's just, you're making life harder for yourself. And your muscles obviously protect your bones, so just thinking about long-term health investment.
So we've got our macronutrients, which is our carbohydrates, protein and fats. And then what would be like micronutrients? What supplements would aid?
Well, really, like, yeah, everyone wants a quick fix, don't they? Everyone wants a supplement, everyone wants sort of this magic bullet.
Yeah, magic, yeah.
But unfortunately, like, yeah, health's a long-term investment. So you want to ideally get all your nutrients from your food.
Yeah.
But there are some exceptions. Vitamin D, for one.
Yeah.
It's important that everyone takes a vitamin B.
Would that be a spray or?
Spray's better, easier absorbed.
Yeah.
And it's particularly important, so again, as we get older and our hormones change and estrogen dips, vitamin D is essential for protecting your bones because it allows you to absorb calcium.
Yeah.
So we need more calcium in our diet at this point, but without the vitamin D, that calcium's useless.
Hard to absorb.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that we understand where it all fits in. So vitamin D is essential.
Yeah.
Calcium, ideally just get more in your diet.
Yeah.
Probiotics, I think, not essential, but I do advise them because they're great for your digestive health, impacts everything, mood as well. And vitamin D as well helps protect muscles as well as bones, helps heart rate regulation, helps your immune system, so pretty good all round. And another thing, particularly for this group, creatine.
Yeah, I was going to say about creatine.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's really well researched.
People just think of it as basically a steroid to a certain degree, I think.
But I would recommend it for everyone. It's not just for exercise, it's a great source of brain fuel as well.
Yeah.
Loads of research looking at creatine and cognition, and especially when you're sleep deprived, it's really good for brain health. Also,
and helping you recover quicker during your workouts.
Yeah, recover quicker. Also, what it is, it's just an extra source of energy to give you that oomph to do another rep or a higher rep.
Yeah,
people
so
think
get more out of your workouts if you take it.
Yeah, and for when you are doing a strength program and trying to see gains and bigger numbers that you can move, then it's really beneficial for that. Cool. And yeah, I'd recommend it to everyone. Also, yeah, if you're a plant-based athlete, person, human, B12 is a good one or an important one to supplement.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, in a spray.
Take it as an oral spray.
Yeah. The carbs are the energy, not the enemy. They give you the energy that you need to fuel your training. Yeah. If you're not eating enough carbs, you feel crappy, which is not nice anyway. But also, if you're not eating enough carbs and only eating protein, your body breaks down your muscle protein in order to create a source of fuel for the body.
Yeah, fuel, yeah.
So it's counterproductive.
It's very counterproductive if you're trying to build muscle.
Yeah. So we need carbs, protein, fat, and colour every time we eat.
Yeah.
But they all work well together.
That's what I took away from working with you.
Yeah.
I just tried to make my plate as colourful as I can.
Yeah, and you need to be able to go, where's my carbs, where's my protein, where's my healthy fat, where's my colour? And if you can kind of identify something from each of those sections in each meal, then you're doing a good job. It's just all like, you know, 3 decades of fad diets.
No carbs before marbs.
Yeah, and that's confused everyone and created this like fear around certain foods and and I think people think, I want to eat more because it makes sense, but what if I'm the only one that suddenly it doesn't work like that for? What if I suddenly get really fat? And everyone's really afraid of getting fat.
So a common thing that I hear, that funny enough I heard in the gym earlier, this girl say, was I don't want to get bulky.
Yeah, but you don't accidentally get bulky, do you?
And I mean, I've been lifting weights since I was about 15, and I look like this. I don't look like an Incredible Hulk. I wish it was that easy. So for women trying to get into lifting weights, what would your advice be?
Oh, definitely. If you're trying to get stronger, you absolutely can't do it without eating more.
Yeah.
You have to embrace eating because you need the energy to lift. Otherwise, it's dangerous and you risk injury. And also, you need then to fuel progress and maintain the muscle, because muscle costs more energy also. So once you start to get stronger, your body needs more calories just to keep that muscle.
That muscle, yeah.
Because if you're not putting enough calories in, your body will say, right, I can't afford to keep the muscle, and we'll lose it again. So you kind of go into this, I'm training hard, but I'm not seeing the results I want. So absolutely, if you want to get stronger, eating is as important as lifting, for sure.
Cool. There's anything else you missed out?
And also, like the sort of like proofs in the pudding. Like I know you're sometimes afraid to eat more because what might happen. But if you trust the process,
Yeah.
everyone goes,
Yeah.
oh wow,
And
and
it's
I
a
didn't get
marathon,
any
not a
bigger.
sprint. Yeah.
I just feel good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You want energy. You want to feel good, and it's about like what the long term. Like the stronger and healthier you are now, the better.
Yeah, you're gonna be training for longevity,
Yeah.
basically. Then this whole thing is about trying to. It's not just a 6-week course. It's not a 6-week
Be more
shred.
Mitsu.
It's,
Well, that's the thing. If we can create little habits that are really easy just to fit into your day. Even if you just change 2 things, but you do those 2 things every day, you'll see a benefit.
Definitely.
And if those 2 things are right, eat straight after training, or never turn up without eating, or have a water bottle with you, it's simple but effective.
I will add Kate's details to this course if you want to get in touch with her directly
That's what I'm looking at.
for any more.
I haven't even looked at that camera once. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Should we leave it there and I'll
Yeah.
just go through
And there might be things that I say,
there's
oh,
going to
that's
be loads.
terrible. Can we
There's
do
gonna
that
be
again?
Loads, no doubt. Not going to be happy with probably loads of it.
Well, that's the first. We've got till
We've
now.
probably forgotten about loads, but
And I think the first bit, I think we need to do it again now we know what we're doing.